So do you also use Gravity Forms to receive any kind of form submissions for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to understand how to create GoToWebinar registrant on Gravity Form submissions. So here I'm hosting an online event using GoToWebinar, and here I've created a registration form using Gravity Forms. So now here my objective is that whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission, then automatically the person who has made the form submission should be created as a new registrant in my GoToWebinar account under that particular webinar. So now here to automate the entire process, I need to connect my Gravity Forms with my GoToWebinar account using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So to see the working of this automation and to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So I'm hosting an event and want to make the registration process as smooth as possible. So by using Gravity Forms on my website, people can easily sign up. So now instead of manually adding each registrant to GoToWebinar, I can automate this step. Whenever someone submits the form, they are automatically registered for the GoToWebinar event. This saves me time, reduces error, and ensures everyone gets instant confirmation and even details. It makes the whole process seamless for both me and the attendees, so I can focus on hosting a great event. So now here I've already built an automation where I've connected my Gravity Form with my GoToWebinar account using an automation software. And now firstly in this video we are going to see the working of this amazing automation that I've already built by simply making a form submission over here. So this is my event registration form that I've created using Gravity Forms, and here my objective is as soon as I'm going to make a form submission over here, or you can say as soon as I'm going to make a registration over here, then automatically a new registrant should be created in my GoToWebinar under this particular event. So now here we are going to test it. So here you can see I've already pre-filled some details over here such as the first name, last name, email, phone number, street address, city, state, country and zip code. So now I'm going to click on this next. And then here it is asking me to select the gender. So here for the gender I'm going to select male, age as 25-34, and how did you hear about this event? So for that I'm going to select social media, and then I'm going to click on this next. And then here it is asking me for the number of tickets needed. Let's suppose here I'm going to select 2, and then here it is asking me to enter the credit card number. So here I'm going to enter a demo credit card number. So this is a demo credit card number, and here for the expiration date I'm going to select the month as 04, year as 2028, and here I'm going to enter a random security code and the card holder name as dummy. And then I'm going to click on the submit. And here you can see it says thanks for testing a form, since this is just a demo form. That means here I've made a successful form submission, but this was a demo form where I've made the form submission. But if you're running a live form, then you are not going to receive any such of statements. So here I'm using a demo form, that's why I've received this. So now let's go and check our GoToWebinar account. Here I'm going to refresh it. And here you can see we have successfully created a new registrant and under this particular event with the name dummy user, email as dummy@pabblytudes.com. So with this, we have successfully seen the working of this amazing automation. Now here in this video, we are going to learn step by step that how you can create this amazing automation just by simply connecting your Gravity Forms with your GoToWebinar account using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software, and it connects all your favorite apps and makes them work together seamlessly. You can set it up to do things automatically like updating customer info across platforms or sending notifications when something important happens. It's really easy to use and saves you tons of time that you can spend on more important stuff. So here on my screen you can see Pabbly Connect's homepage, and you can visit it by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here you can see two options, that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get free 100 tasks every month to explore the software. And if an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. Now after signing in, here you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. Now this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and here to build my connection I need to create a workflow first. So for that, here I'm going to click on this create workflow button given on the top right corner. Now here in this create workflow dialog box I have to give a name to my workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as add GoToWebinar meeting registrant on gravity form submission, and then here it is asking me to select the folder. So here in the left side corner of this dashboard you can see a folder section under which you can see all the folders that I've created with different names to save my workflows accordingly. So here in this particular case I'm going to select my folder as automations. You can select the folder as per your need. Also you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now here to learn how to create a new folder inside Pabbly Connect, you have to click on this learn more hyperlink given over here, and by clicking on this it will take you to a forum window where you can see all the instructions to how to create a new folder inside Pabbly Connect. So now moving back to my Pabbly's dashboard, and here to create a new workflow I'm going to click on this create button given over here. Now here in this workflow window you can see we have successfully created a workflow, and here on my screen you can see the two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is a response to its a trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin with our automation by simply setting up a trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as Gravity Forms, as I am receiving new forms submissions through Gravity Forms. So Gravity Forms is a WordPress plugin that lets you create customizable forms for your website. It makes it easy to build contact forms, surveys, quizzes, and even payment forms without any coding skills. People use Gravity Forms because it offers a drag and drop builder, tons of features, and integrates with popular services like PayPal, MailChimp, and more. So here in my Gravity Forms trigger step, I'm going to select my trigger event as new response, so that whenever I'm going to receive new response through Gravity Forms, then automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. You can say automatically this entire workflow is going to get triggered. And now here, after selecting my trigger event, you can see we have received a webhook URL. That means here I'm going to use this webhook URL to connect my Gravity Forms with Pabbly Connect. So here, following the instructions given below, firstly here I'm going to copy this webhook URL, and here I've already logged in my Gravity Forms account. That means here I've already logged in my WordPress account, and Gravity Forms is a plugin of WordPress. So here under Gravity Forms you can see all the forms that I've created over here. So here in this particular case I'm going to use a form which is named as event registration form. So here I'm going to click on the settings, and from here I'm going to select form settings. Now here under form settings I'm going to scroll a little down, and here you can see we have received the option for webhooks over here. So I'm going to select it, and here under webhooks feeds I'm going to add a new webhook by clicking on this add a new webhook given over here. And then here it is asking me to enter a name for my webhook. So here I'm going to enter the name as new submission. And then here it is asking me for the URL. So here I'm going to enter the new webhook URL that I've received in my Pabbly's workflow. And here for the request method, I'm going to select the method as post, format as JSON. And then here for the request body, I'm going to select all fields. And then here I'm going to click on this save settings. So by clicking on this, we have successfully set up a webhook inside a Gravity form, or you can say we have successfully connected our Gravity form with Pabbly Connect. So now moving back to my form section. And with this, we have successfully connected our Gravity Forms with Pabbly Connect. And now here you can see as it is waiting for webhook response. That means here to receive a webhook response, we need to do a test submission. And to do a test submission, we need to generate a test response in our particular Gravity form. So for that, let me take you back to my forms. Here I'm going to click on this preview option given over here. And now here I'm going to enter some dummy data and do a test submission. So here for the first name, I'm going to enter the name as test, last name as lead, email as test@pabblytudes.com. Here I'm going to enter a random phone number. Scrolling little down, here you can see the address that has been pre-filled over here. So now I'm going to click on this next. And here for the gender, I'm going to select female, age as 16 to 24. And how did you hear about this event? That is social media. And then I'm going to click on this next. And then here it is asking me for the payment details. So again here I'm going to enter some dummy card number, and then here for the month I'm going to select 07, a random year, and a random security code. And here for the card holder name I'm going to enter the name as test, and then I'm going to click on the submit. And again, you can see it says thanks for testing our form, since this is just a demo form. So again, here I'm telling you that this is the demo form that I'm running, but if you're running a live form, then you will receive the live responses over here. So with this, we have successfully made a form submission over here. So now let's go and check out Pabbly's workflow. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the age value. Here you can see the gender. Here you can see the source, scrolling little down. Here you can see the phone number, email, scrolling more down, and some other details as well, such as country, zip code, state, city, and the last name and the first name. So with this, we have successfully set up our trigger over here. So once we have received a new response through Gravity Forms, I want to add that person, or you can say I want to add the person who has made the form submission as a new registrant in my GoToWebinar account under a specific event. So for that, I need to connect my GoToWebinar account with Pabbly Connect in this action step given over here. So here I'm going to select my action application as GoToWebinar. So GoToWebinar is a platform that lets people host online webinars. It's easy to use and allows businesses and individuals to hold live or recorded webinars for large audiences. People use GoToWebinar because it helps them reach many viewers, engage with their audience through interactive features, and manage their webinar smoothly. So here in my GoToWebinar action step, I'm going to select my action event as Create Registrant, so that whenever you're going to receive new response to Gravity Forms, then automatically the person who has made the form submission should be added as a new registrant in my GoToWebinar account. So now here to connect my GoToWebinar with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your GoToWebinar account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, it is asking me to enter the from time and the to time. So here in this from time and to time, I need to enter the webinar from time and the to time in these particular field. But here it says from time in UTC format required during fetching your webinar. That means here I need to enter the from time and the to time in UTC format. And here to get this from time and to time, let me take you back to my webinar account. And here you can see the event time that we have received is in the IST format. That means we need to convert this time zone. So for that, we are going to search for the IST to UTC converter. And then I'm going to select a random converter, and then here it is asking me to enter the time. So here you can see the starting time of our webinar is 10 a.m. So moving back to the converter, and here I'm going to enter the time as 10 a.m. So I've selected the time, and here you can see the UTC time zone format of this particular time. So moving back to my Pabbly's workflow, and now here I'm going to copy this format given over here, and then I'm going to paste it over here, and then here I'm going to edit the date. So here I'm going to enter my webinar date, that is 2024, month is December, and here for the date, my date is 23. So this is the date that I have formatted, and now I'm going to format the time. So I'm going to enter the time as 4:30, and with this we have successfully entered the from time. So now I'm going to copy this date, and then I'm going to paste it over here in this to time. So now here my webinar is for 1 hour. So here I'm going to add a 1 hour over here in this particular time zone, so that I can get the to time in the UTC format. So this is the ending time, and now after entering the from time and the to time, I'm going to click on this connect with GoToWebinar. And authorization successful. So here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and then here it is asking me to select the webinar. So here in this webinar field, I need to select the webinar under which I want to create a new registrant. So here I've already shown you the webinar name, that is Unlock Your True Potential Personality Development Webinar. So this is the particular webinar under which I want to create a new registrant, and here I've created a single event in my GoToWebinar account. So here I'm going to select my webinar as this particular event. So now moving forward, and then here it is asking me to enter the first name, last name, email, and some other details. So now here, instead of entering these details manually, here I'm going to map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I'm going to map the data from the response that I've received in my trigger step. Mapping makes a text dynamic, so that whenever you're going to receive new response to Gravity Forms, then automatically this previously existing detail will be updated with the new one. So I'm going to search for the first name. So this is my lead's first name. So here I'm going to map it. And I'm going to search for the last name. So this is the last name. Here I'm going to search for the email. So this is the email. Here for the address, I'm going to search for the address. And I'm going to search for the city, state. So this is the state. Here for the zip code, I'm going to search for the zip code. So this is zip code. Here for the country, I'm going to search for the country. This is the country. And lastly, here I'm going to map the phone number. So this is the phone number. And now here, after entering all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the status as approved and a registrant key. That means we have successfully created a new registrant. So now let's go and check it. And I'm going to refresh it. And here you can see we have successfully created a new registrant over here with the name test lead and an email as test@pabblytudes.com. So with this, we have successfully set up an entire automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken a trigger as Gravity Forms and our action as GoToWebinar. So that whenever we're going to receive new response through Gravity Forms, then automatically the person who has made the form submission is going to be created as a new registrant in my GoToWebinar account under a specific webinar. Okay, so these were the steps to how to add GoToWebinar meeting registrant on Gravity Form submission. I hope these steps were clear to you. Now if you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.
Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. So now if you have any doubt, then you can email us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any query, then you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com, and if you have any pricing related issue, then you can simply visit our website, that is www.pabbly.com. So now if you liked our video, then please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.